To create health for yourself, there are three fundamentals that you need to take care of: food, activity and rest. When it comes to food, one of the most important things that you must be conscious of is, on a certain day when you eat a certain type of food, whatever you eat, you must consciously notice how quickly does it digest and become a part of yourself. Any food that you eat, if it lasts over 3 hours, that means you've eaten bad food, and that is something to be either avoided or reduced in quantity. If food moves out of your stomach bag within 3 hours, this means you're eating something that your system can handle efficiently. It may not be the best food, but your system is able to handle it. And between one meal and the next meal, if you create a clear gap of 5 to 6 hours, and in between if there is no other ingestion, you will see the cleansing process in the system on the cellular level, cleansing will happen. This cleansing on the cellular level is most important and significant for a healthful life. So between meals there must be at least 5 to 6 hours of space. If you're over 30 years of age, 2 meals a day, 2 good meals a day will suffice. One in the morning and one in the evening. After the evening meal, before you go to bed, there must be a minimum of 3 hours, and if there is a certain amount of physical activity, not necessarily very heavy or strenuous activity, just simple walking or maybe a dance or something like this, create something for yourself where about at least 20 to 30 minutes there is some physical activity after the evening meal. If you do this, largely your system will be healthy. If one goes to bed with food still inside the stomach bag, a certain level of inertia is generated in the system. This inertia, physiologically, it's like accelerating towards death. Death is ultimate inertia, and if you go to bed with stomach full, one thing is it generates inertia, another dimension is the stomach bag is full means it will create pressure on other organs in the abdomen region. This will also lead to various kinds of health issues. It's very important when you go to bed, again, food has moved out of the stomach bag, that the bag is not heavy to put pressure on as you sleep in different postures. It should not be putting pressure on the rest of the organs. When it comes to activity, in this brief time, I don't want to give you an exercise regimen. The simple thing that we need to understand is, our body is capable of bending forward, bending backward and twisting sideways on either side. This much activity must happen, whatever we do, in whatever form. If you do classical Hatha Yoga, that is the best way to do it, scientific way of doing it. If that is not yet in your life, you must somehow make sure every day you bend forward, backward and twist both ways and squat, so that stretching of the spinal column will happen. This much activity is a must for everybody on a daily basis if we want to keep the entire system in a healthful state, particularly your neurological system, which will be an issue as one ages. The volume of rest that an individual needs is determined by various factors. One important factor is the type and the volume of food that one consumes. When I say the type of food, you must experiment with foods and see what type of foods cause maximum heaviness within you, what type of foods will leave you light and agile. If you make sure at least 40% of your diet is fresh vegetables and fruits, you will see the lightness in the body will come, because what the body needs is restfulness, not necessarily sleep. Most people understand that sleep is the only way to rest. No. As you sit and stand, you can either be restful or in a state of agitation or in a state of inertia. If you are in a lively state of restfulness, moment to moment in your life, the volume of sleep you actually require will come down.
All of us in the world are seeking something. Can you throw some light or guide us on this journey?
Everybody is seeking the same thing. It is just through different means. Whether one goes to the bar or temple or wants to go to heaven, they want… one thing is they want pleasantness. If pleasantness is achieved, then they want expansion. Now, in the foods, in the yogic culture, we classify foods into 3 categories. These are called sattva, tamas and rajas. This can be put it this way. Pranic food, positive pranic food, negative pranic food and zero pranic food. Positive prana means it adds a certain pranic energy to the system when you consume. Negative prana takes away energy from the system. Zero neither adds nor takes away, it's eaten for taste and lethargy. Yeah, people like lethargy, you don't know. Yes, a whole lot of people are telling me, we enjoy sleep. Nobody can enjoy sleep. If you're enjoying sleep, you're not sleeping. Yes or no? You may enjoy restfulness, you may enjoy the after effect of good sleep, that's different. You enjoy restfulness, you cannot enjoy sleep, you fix this in your head. Yes or no? Restfulness must for a human being, because rest is the basis of all activity. If there is no restfulness in you, you are not capable of dynamic activity. Yes or no? If you're not rested, can you be active? No. Rest is the basis of all activity. Rest is one thing, sleep is another thing. You must differentiate between the two. Sleep is a certain inertia. The difference between life and death is just this. Life is a dynamic process of the energy. Death is an inertia state of the energy. Sleep is playing between the two. The more you practice that, unknowingly you're inviting death. If you slept for 8 hours a day, you're inviting death 20 years earlier or 30 years earlier than what it should have come. Yes or no? So, if you eat positive pranic food, energy will reverberate in a dynamic way. If you eat negative pranic food, it takes away energy and causes certain deviations in energy. If you eat zero pranic, it brings lethargy and maybe you can eat it for taste to some extent. We'll look at this classification, what are the foods which fall under this. There's no need to look at the positive because a whole lot of them are positive, I can't produce a list. We look at the negative pranic list, it's a much shorter list, but unfortunately, it may be a list of all your favorite things too. On top of the negative pranic list is garlic. Garlic is a very powerful medicine. But it's one thing to consume something as a medicine and it's an entirely different thing to consume it as a daily food substance. It has many medicinal qualities. In Ayurveda and Siddha, we use garlic in a very powerful way for specific ailments. But now your logic is, every day if I pop whatever medicine I can, I will be healthy. In Ayurveda, we say like this, every root, every leaf found on this planet has some medicinal quality. It's just that only a few we have learned how to use, others we are yet to learn how to use. Otherwise, every one of them has some medicinal quality if we are willing to pay attention and learn how to use them. So now if you want to be healthy, what you do is, anyway it's fall time, there's a lot of leaf. Just go and eat as much leaf as possible and also take up a few roots and eat it, you will be very healthy. That's not how it works. Something specific for a specific problem is different. Just generally consuming medicinal substances is a different game, isn't it? Garlic is a very powerful medicine, if properly used. Daily consumption, no, because it plays on your nervous system big time. It is a very strong nervous stimulant. If you use garlic, your nervous system gets stimulated in a big way. Anything that stimulates nervous system holds you up for some time and then dumps you. Daily usage of nervous stimulants in any form will slowly get you to a place that you become insensitive to life, that you cannot experience. Now, you're holding dog as the ideal because he's more sensitive than you. His nervous system is far more sensitive than you because he can feel things and know things that you cannot know. This is a higher design than the dog, isn't it so? Shall I continue with the list or just… I don't want to become unpopular here. Garlic, onion, asafoetida, green chilies. Oh, asafoetida, maybe you're not used to it. It is something very commonly used in Indian cooking. It's a very strong stimulant. Should I continue or no? Coffee, tea. No, tea means the caffeine tea is the tea. Other things are just placebos, okay? They're not tea. You can boil any flower, any leaf, any root and call it tea. That's not tea. Tea means the tea leaf, which is caffeine. All these are nervous stimulants. Once in a way if you drink, they have some benefits. But if it becomes a daily thing, slowly it dulls your nervous system. Your ability to experience life is gone. We are looking at this dimension of the food mainly in terms of your sensitivity to life. Largely people are ego-sensitive, they are not life-sensitive, they can't feel life. For them, only their thought and emotion is life because they can't feel life. If you walk out into the forest, you can't feel the tree, that's why you call it a wood. You can't feel the creatures around you, simply because the sensitivity is gone in so many ways. One thing is just the modern life, this television, this traffic, these constant reverberations. One thing I find when I come here is, one thing that makes me get out of buildings in this country is, always something is buzzing, you know, boom, something is going. It has a very bad effect on the human system. See, we are also a kind of reverberation. There must be space to allow our reverberations to grow and spread. Now these machines have such powerful reverberation, constantly boom, something is going on. And on top of it, what we cannot hear, all these Wi-Fis and stuff, they are doing their own thing. Yes? In all this, there is no room for you to become life-sensitive. To sit here and be able to experience the whole universe takes a certain level of sensitivity. I am talking about nervous stimulants in that context. You are lowering the possibility of experiencing life. See, for example, if you just touch this, not everybody will feel just a touch the same way. Do you know this? It depends on how sensitive your system is. If you feel this, you can know many things if you're willing. So I'm not a coffee hater, all right? But what I'm saying is, a cup of coffee should not determine the quality of your life. By choice, you drink today, tomorrow you walk away, it's fine. If it's a compulsion, if I don't drink my coffee, my day is ruined, then you have to do something about it. Yes? I'm only talking about this. The only parameter is, are you moving towards freedom or are you getting enslaved in some way? With a cup of liquid, you shouldn't get enslaved. Yes? With just about anything, you're getting tangled up. I'm saying do everything by choice, then there's no problem. If you do it by choice, you know when to start, when to stop, isn't it? If you do it by compulsion, what you start, you cannot stop. This is the whole problem. It's not like you become a fanatic, I don't eat this, I don't eat that, I eat this, I don't eat that. Don't become a food fanatic. It's just that eat by choice. Every meal must be by choice. Not that you've decided, this is what you will eat and this is what you will not eat. Don't make food into religion, it is not. It is a choice. And the choice should be according to the needs of the body, not according to social needs, not according to cultural needs, according to the needs of this body, isn't it? So, among the positive pranic foods, there are a few foods which are very, very positive. On top of the list is what is called as an ash god. I think here they call it a winter melon. It is not of the same potency as we find in India. The Indian ash god is like phenomenal. Ash god is very positive, black pepper is very positive. Honey is one substance on the planet whose chemical composition is very close to that of human blood. Daily consumption of honey can do wonderful things to you. And honey is an extremely good thing to eat, especially if you have children at home. Make honey culture part of your thing. Psychological stability, physical well-being, vitality, all these things can be greatly enhanced simply consuming daily honey. If you have excess fat in your body, if you drink honey with warm water, it breaks down the fat in the system. If you drink it with cold water, it'll give you weight.